Hey everyone, Bungie actually just released some news about Arc 3.0 here. This basically just gives us our idea of what we are to expect with Arc 3.0. And just to give you the summed up version, you want to move fast and be super aggressive. That's what they see Arc 3.0. And they're actually adding some new abilities and buffs called Amplified. Amplified pretty much after, I believe, a few amount of kills. Or they get better movement speed and increased handling, which is going to be absolutely insane, I think, in PvE and PvP. And what's best about it is you do not need aspects or fragments in order to actually get that, which is crazy. So that is going to be very, very good. But also on top of that, they actually are adding in two debuffs. One is called Jolted. So periodically, players will shoot out pieces of lightning or chains of lightning that can attach to nearby enemies, leading into that chaining fantasy that I personally want on my warlock. So that is very, very nice. And also blind, which obviously if you've been hit with a blinding grenade in Destiny, then you understand your screen is going to go white, and now there's going to be a ringing of the ear sound that is going to resemble that or mimic that sound if you were to be flashbanged. So that's really, really cool. But I'm really excited for the speed bolt booster. I think it's going to be super cool, but I also am kind of worried for the shotgun apes in PvP. I feel like it's going to be really ridiculous. And if you're using something like a Ragnhild with elemental capacitor, or like even that new shotgun from Season of the Haunted, I can't remember the name right now. Those things have elemental capacitor, and when you're already running arc, this thing's going to be insanely quick. It's going to be crazy, so look out for that. The Ragnhild and the other shotgun from Season of the Haunted they're going to be used a lot more, I can tell. Or just anything with arc through, or with that needs a handling boost for that matter with elemental. So see, that is going to happen. And we also have those ionic traces with that middle tree warlock. You get a kill with your ability or something, and or just a kill in general, and those little things will seek to your floor or to you and hit you or whatever. Everybody's going to get that. That's super cool. But that's really it when it comes to something that everybody gets. Now we're going to get into the class specific stuff. And I'm not going to really read all of this. This kind of just tells you what they want or what they expect you to be able to do. So I'm going to just read the three things that are, or the three aspects that you're going to get. And there's also something else to keep in mind, which we will read in a second. So first, hunters get something called flow state. Defeating a jolted opponent causes you to become amplified. When amplified, the hunter's dodge will recharge faster and make you more resistant to damage, and you have quicker reload times. That is really good. I think this is going to be a very meta option in PvP, but we'll definitely see. And then Tempest Strike allows the hunter to perform a sliding melee that launches an arc wave along the ground, dealing significant damage and jolting enemies in its path. I could definitely see Flow State and Tempest Strike mixing together very, very well in PvP, but let's read Lethal Current and we'll see. After dodging, the hunter's melee launch range is increased, and their next melee attack jolts the targets and creates a damaging lightning aftershock. When used with the Arc Staff Super, after dodging, the hunter's next staff light attack hits twice. In addition, hitting a jolted enemy with the melee attack will blind them. Wow, these are all really, really good, guys. I really don't know which ones to pair together. I think for me personally, I think that Flow State or can mix very, very well with Tempest Strike and Lethal Current, but I can even see Lethal Current and Tempest Strike mixing very, very well together as well, because you're going to be getting a sliding melee with increased launch. That would be crazy for your melee build hunters out there. But I don't know. We'll see when we play test with it. And a little side note, as they say here, Arc Hunters are getting Blink back, which is good. I think they definitely needed Blink to come back, and I think it's nice that they finally get that option. So super, super good for them, and I'm really happy that they actually got it. Now, I don't think Titans are going to get anything like that, but we'll see. So Warlock, again, we're not going to read really into these. We have three here as well. We have Arc Soul. So the Warlock casts his Rift to create an Arc Soul that will assist the player in battle. Allies who pass through the Rift will also earn an Arc Soul. The Rift charges faster when allies are near, and while amplified, any Arc Soul you have or gain is supercharged, increasing its rate of fire. That is very good, but Arc Soul is not new to us. We knew about Arc Soul, and so that is nice. And I think that the amplified stuff is going to be very, very good when paired with Arc Soul as well. So that is good. And Lightning Surge. The Warlock activates their melee while sliding to transform into a ball of lightning and teleport forward, calling down a field of lightning bolts at the exit point that jolts targets. Wow, that sounds really, really cool. I can't wait to try that out. And Electrostatic Mind, arc ability kills and kills on arc debuffed enemies create ionic traces. When you collect any ionic trace, you become amplified. So Electrostatic Mind, I think, sounds really good, and especially if you pair it with Arc Soul, because you're going to be able to get the supercharged Arc Soul there. But me personally, I really like how the Lightning Surge sounds. It almost sounds like the Consecration melee, but a little different. So we'll definitely see how that plays out. Me personally, as of right now, I think I would go with Lightning Surge and Electrostatic Mind. I'm not a really big fan of Arc Soul playing because I'm just not that passive when it comes to PvP. So that is it for the Warlock. And of course, the Titan. We got a few things. We got a lot to read here. And then we also have some fragments. So the Titans have 3 as well. Here we go. Touch of Thunder. So this improves arc grenades in the following ways. So kind of like how the solar ones work on Warlock with Touch of Flame. So Touch of Thunder. Flashbang fires an additional blind impulse on its first bounce. That's really good. Pulse, when the grenade damages an enemy, it creates an ionic trace for the Titan. Pulse grenade damage increases over time as the grenade lingers after impact. Wow, that's good. That's also really, really good. I definitely think I'm going to be using this when I play Arc Titan. Lightning Grenades grants an additional charge for Lightning Grenade and jolts targets on initial blast. That's really good as well. And then finally, the Storm Nade creates a roaming thundercloud that moves and tracks enemies similar to the Stasis Hunter's Silence and Squall Super, firing lightning bolts at the ground underneath it. You know what? That Storm thing sounds really interesting. I think that Touch of Thunder overall is going to be really, really good. And I actually expected something like this to be on Warlock, so it's really interesting to see it on Titan. And I think that's definitely good. But I think this is going to be almost... we don't know how good these nades are going to be, but seeing the Flashbang, that sounds like it's going to be really good. Even the Pulse. The Lightning Grenade also sounds pretty good as well. But the Storm one sounds the most fun to me. But I don't know how well that'll play out in PvE or PvP. PvE, I bet it's pretty good. But PvP, we'll see. So Juggernaut. While sprinting and with full class ability energy, the Titan grants a frontal shield that blocks incoming damage. When amplified, the shield is stronger. Once the shield is depleted by taking damage, the player's class energy is depleted. Nice. So Juggernaut from Destiny 1 is back. That is super cool. Juggernaut, I think, was a fan favorite, so seeing that come back. And I could see Juggernaut pairing really, really well with Antaeus Wards. So you break one shield when you're sprinting, slide, get the other one. That'll be super interesting to see how that plays out. And finally, Knockout. Melee kills trigger health regen and make the Titan amplified. Critically wounding an enemy or breaking the shield increases melee damage and range and damage for a brief period. Titan's base melee becomes arc empowered while Knockout is active. This is going to be really good in PvE, I can tell. If this increases your damage, your melee damage, and the range, I think this is going to make Thunder Crash and other things like that for Titan absolutely nasty in PvP. So we'll see how it plays out. And of course, we're gonna probably have like 3 melee types: the shoulder charge, the slam from middle tree, and then the normal melee that's powered up. So this is gonna be awesome, and I think that Titan sounds a lot of fun for sure. And here is a few of the aspects to come. We have 4 here. Spark of Beacons. When the player's amplified arc special weapon kills, create a blinding explosion. Now this is good for arc obvious things like Cloud Strike, in my opinion, because you already look at Cloud Strike, it blinds, or now it would blind when you're amplified, but it would also kill anybody around you. So playing in that Arc Fantasy, Cloud Strike will be a lot of fun. And then we also have Spark of Resistance. When surrounded by enemies, the player has increased damage resistance. PvP, this could be very, very good. And very, very good in PvE. I think Spark of Resistance is going to be very mandatory when it comes to PvE. So Spark of Momentum. Sliding over ammo will reload your weapon and grant a small amount of melee energy. Sliding over heavy ammo increases the amount of energy granted. So kind of like Inertia Override, but for everybody. Though you do not get the damage increase, which sucks, but makes sense. And then Spark of Shock. The player's arc grenades jolt enemies. That is super good. I think overall, just from reading this little thing, Arc 3.0 sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully the TWAB tomorrow, we're going to get even more information about this, because this sounds so much fun. This sounds like it's going to be absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to get into the new season on this coming Tuesday and see and play with a lot of these things. So can't wait to see it. Hope you all enjoyed this news update. So that's really it for me, and thank you all for watching.